Welcome back to the Always Racing podcast, where we like to speak to people who have turned a passion for motorsport into a profitable business. Today we're with Misha from Vulcan Alpha. Welcome to PMW, Misha.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
How are you finding the show so far?
Amazing. I've been coming here for probably almost for a decade as a visitor.
Yeah.
And then since last year, exhibiting myself here with Vulcan Alpha.
First year was
First
year last year.
Yes, and now second year, and it's an amazing show.
So great. So we want to talk a little bit about you, a little bit about about Vulcan Alpha. So what's your roots in motorsport that then led you to start this company?
Oh, I mean, the roots in motorsport. I mean, many of the people know me nowadays from my things that I do at the Nürburgring, whether it is driving cars, racing professionally, having a coffee shop where we can make nice coffee as well. But I started actually a long time ago, 20 years ago, you could say by now, by modifying scooters, mopeds, 50 cc's. Yeah, and drag racing them for a championship.
That just came out of the back of having a scooter on the road,
yes,
and then
it's actually
you can't leave anything alone.
Yeah, well,
modify everything.
When I was 16 years old, I got a student job to work somewhere, and one of the jobs that I got as a summer job was like half an hour away by going by bicycle. I'm like, well, screw that. I would rather get there faster, so I bought a scooter. I'm like, hold on a second, I can modify that to go even faster. One thing led to another, and then I was competing with the Dutch championship for the drag racing with scooters. Right. Fast forward a bit later, had my motorcycle. Was intending to modify that, but then I also got my first car, which was a GC8 Subaru. Yep. And then I bought it with broken brakes already. Well, brake pads were gone, and didn't know PBS back then. No,
but probably didn't exist back then.
No, probably it was 2011.
Yeah,
so
no.
Yeah. And what do you do when your brake pads are gone? You buy a big brake kit.
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah. And while my favorite saying, while you're at it, might as well.
yeah, while we're in there.
Yeah, you change the suspension, and it was done by.
So the car escalated the same as the scooter.
Very quick, and also. The same day I bought the car, I booked myself a race car license course. Okay. Without the intention of racing, because I thought this is like way too far-fetched. Not gonna happen. Don't have the money, skill, or whatever. I just want to become a better driver with the very fast GC8 that I have, you know. So I got myself
so then
the
that
course.
would allow you to do test days as well as track days. Does
Yes,
it work the same in the Netherlands and Germany as UK?
It does. I mean, track days you can do however you want.
Yeah.
And my goal was actually to compete in time attack. Yeah. Because and for that you actually do not need a license. At least not back then. Maybe
same
nowadays.
in the UK. But if you want to do a test day with race cars, you need a race license in the UK.
Of course. So I got that. I started modifying it, built it eventually, like within 2 years, to like a 705 horsepower monster, 864 Newton meters. Was running European Time Attack Championship, and fast forward later, I moved to the Nürburgring because I got a job offer. Simply, the car was already gone by the time I moved to the ring. Yeah, because one day I gave it to a friend of mine to run also European Time Attack Championship while I was not able to compete. And I thought, you know what, he's a better driver than I am. Let's put it on full slicks without a dry sump.
Oh dear. And it blew up?
Yeah, turn 1, cylinder 3 was gone. And
I've had famous Subarus also, but in a different way. So when I was 23, I paid £23,000 for a 22B.
Oh, wow.
And then sold it about 6 months later for about the same.
Yeah,
and now my friends keep sending me auction links to these £500,000 cars. And I'm like, I already know, thank you very much. So, the one I should have kept.
Yeah. One of my, speaking of 22B, while we're going off topic here, last year I saw a 22B in the car park. Belonged to Peter Duke from Duke Video. And he's like, oh yeah, you want to drive it? I'm like, what? So I took it out on a rainy Nürburgring day, and he has his modified also for 500 plus brake horsepower, maybe 600. No ABS, no traction control, the car locking up. It was very spicy, and it's like, oh, great drive. I enjoyed it very much. I'm like, yeah, me too. It was kind of wild. But anyway, I moved to the Nürburgring because I got a job offer, and then I decided, you know, I want to start something for myself because already by then I had quite some work experience with other people. Sometimes it went good, sometimes it went bad. But whatever it went, I always was very invested in the
work.
business that I was doing, and it was kind of sad that with all the investment that I done, and that
some of the companies you weren't getting it back.
Yeah, or even if I left because I moved country or something, I was like, it's sad to let it go. So I decided, let me start this YouTube thing that I always will have something of my own, no matter what's going to happen. Best decision ever.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, everyone knows about personal brand now, but you'd done that before that was even a thing.
Exactly. I was doing it already in the scooter days, showing what I was doing on forums back at the time before Facebook was even a thing.
And that's the thing as well, is people don't realize the length of time that it's taken you to get to where you were with your YouTube stuff at the moment.
Absolutely. And I think even today it's even more important than it was back then, because now we're entering like the age of AI and whatever. So we are going to be for content creation is great, but people will always want to have like the personal relation to the person
the
behind.
Established brand now is going to be the thing.
Exactly. So I started doing YouTube. I was already driving at the time. As mentioned, I was racing time attack back in the days already, competing, you can quote unquote professionally in time attack with serious machine power. And I had access to drive the track, and I was doing it occasionally, doing many more passenger laps, but I was mostly focused on vlogs, like showing like, here's what we can do, here we can eat the best schnitzel, here you can rent the best car, here's what happens if you crash a car, here's what today Porsche is doing by doing lap records. Showing
so originally it was more about
vlogging,
around the ring than on track.
I did not care. I could, because I'm watching Ambert, I'm like, this is boring. I cannot believe that people would want to see that, you know, and then at some point, a friend of mine came by and he's like, "Hey, I'm here at the Nürburgring. Oh, would you like to drive my car because I don't know the track?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Do you mind if we make a video maybe for shits and giggles?" "Yeah, sure. Let's do it." Done that. Video did okay, nothing even special, But then a week later, another friend messaged me like, "Hey, I saw that you took our mate out. Can we go with you?" Like, "Oh, sure."
And they just
then someone else completely irrelevant messaged me who I didn't know. It's like, "Yeah, are you like driving people's cars?" I'm like, "Not really, but we can do it, Snowball effect. Nowadays, I'm driving 500 cars a year. All kinds.
Was there one particular video that blew up for that?
I think in 2020, Robert Kubica came to the Nürburgring, and I was just a passenger with him because he came to our rental car company.
In E92 M3?
F82, F82 M4. And I asked him like, "Yo, you want to do like a lap together? Maybe we can film something." "Yeah, sure, no problem." And I thought like maybe it's gonna get like, I don't know, 50,000 views, 100,000 views. And actually I filmed the video and I shelved it for like 2 weeks. With certain videos, and like, "Oh my God, this is the best thing ever. I need to run, edit it." And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." Like I shelved it off, and then I scheduled it to go out like a week later while I was on my way to Italy on holiday, and I'm driving to Italy and I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, "Oh yeah, my video is gonna go live like in 5 minutes. Let me pull over here, just like go bathroom break, check like how the comments will be doing." So I go to the bathroom, I come out, it's like 5 minutes after the video release. I'm like, it has already like 100,000 views. I'm like, wow, I think there's a glitch in the system. But that was like, even until today, it's my most popular video with over 10 million views by now. It's like really, it was all over national news in Poland because Kubica is this big. So that's something that gave me like, I think 100,000 subs. I was already at 120 or 180 maybe, but it gave me another 100,000 within a week or so.
Such a massive gain in things.
Exactly. And then I was like still doing occasional like passenger laps with other people and filming that. And then I started doing vlogs again because for me, like the onboard laps were more of a content filler. It's easy to film, you do it, and then the vlog came on the channel, and then I had like all the comment feed was like, "What the hell is this? We don't want to see what you're eating. We want to see onboard." So I'm like, weird, but sure. Anyway, started focusing more on that, and here we are today.
And then that leads into the birth of Vulcan Alpha, I believe.
Yeah, actually as well. Probably my most expensive lap I have ever done. Nothing compared to the few cars that I crashed over the years as well. So I believe like 3-4 years ago, again, someone DM'd me, like it happened with everything. Like, "Hey, I have a friend of mine, he's a special car, would you like to drive it?" I'm like, "Well, let this friend DM me." So that friend DM'd me, and it was a, back at the time, kid from Italy who had an Opel Speedster, Vauxhall VX220. He's like, "Yeah, I built this car, I'd like you to drive it." I'm like, "Sure, let's go." It's like, no. you go alone because the car's making too much downforce, and if I go with you, I don't have enough money to have fancy suspension, so it's going to be bottoming out. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Car's not even having a wing, too much downforce. It's like,
So no rear wing,
no, nothing,
no extreme things on it.
Nothing.
It just looked pretty.
It looked pretty
standard.
standard. It's like, yeah, I'm a design engineer with a focus on aerodynamics. I'm doing like lots of engineering for hill climb teams in my free time, and it has a designed flat floor that I've designed myself for it. I'm like, sure, bro, whatever, you know. Yeah. I go out in the first few corners. I mean, tires are still cold, but it's already having quite some grips. Then tires warm up. Then I go to the very high-speed section, Schwedenkreuz, and the car starts really sucking itself to the ground and porpoising like an F1 car from like 2 years ago. I'm like, what the hell is this? And as the tires are warm through halfway through the track, I'm pulling massive G-forces. I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah.
And
you can hardly tell there's anything on the car.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I come back and I'm like, how the hell did you do it? Like, okay, let's have a closer look. I will show you what I've done. And he starts walking me around the car, how there are like special Venturis channels and all that stuff underneath and this and that, high pressure zone. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Whatever, cool. And I'm saying like, listen, you seem like a smart kid.
So obviously he must be super talented and just have a feel for it, because at this point he's still...
Yeah, he's a student. I mean, a master degree,
so
but
he's got a feel for this sort of also almost naturally.
Exactly, and the best thing about it, he was very humble about it. He's like, yeah, like it's a design that I've done, but yeah, proof of concept. In theory it should be making this, but they do not have access to a wind tunnel and this. And like, okay, cool. And it's like, yeah, and I'm actually looking for a graduation project. I need a company to do my internship with for a graduation project. Maybe someone knows something. Video got over 1 million views in, I don't know, within 24 hours. He got flooded by opportunities, including F1 teams. And because he was Italian, he decided to go to another opportunity, which was Ferrari. Not F1, road cars, but he done his graduation, instantly got a job offer immediately. He got a job offer, and he spent his time working there on some of the cars that you see still coming out today.
And obviously being Italian and Ferrari was like, must have been a dream for him as well.
And then, from the day that we met, I always said like, you should do something of your own. Everyone in the comments said, this is the next Adrian Newey, you know. So, and I said, if you one day decide to do something of your own, I would love to be a part of it, whether it supports you with marketing or as a test driver or even as an investor, basically. And then we kept in contact. And then by now, like 2.5 years ago, 2 years ago, we said, you know what, it's now or never. Let's do this. Let's give it a try. And well, here we are today.
That was the start of Vulcan Alpha.
That was the start of Vulcan Alpha.
So what was the first product that you have developed or got to market then?
Yes, so our focus was, considering the start of what brought us together, was aero. And since the aero is still, even today, is really not that popular, so to say. I mean, people drop numbers, they say over X amount of 1,000 horse or 1,000 kilos downforce, etc., etc. But it's not really being shown directly.
And I find this true in UK motorsport as well. And I'm the same. So I got a Mark 7 Golf from Aero Motorsport, and it has the TCR rear wing, even though it's a normal road car, because certain classes we can't run TCR. And the split, and I thought the wing, it's just for show. And then I started playing with it, and it's like the one thing that really took me by surprise was how it added stability under brakes, which I didn't even think was a thing. So well, that was my thoughts. And, you know, I've been racing cars for over 15 years, and I still thought the aero is just full of show.
It's the last thing
until you experience it.
Exactly. It's which makes it, of course, for us extra hard to do it, because this is literally the last thing that people do. Like over the years that I've been doing stuff at the Nürburgring, like it was already always hard to convince people to get a better suspension, because what's the natural progression? Chip tune it to 1,000 horsepower, not even modify the brakes. Like from your perspective, even the brakes, like they're fine. How often people come to me with 600 brake horsepower and 140 with stock brakes? I'm like, dude, you cannot do this. And then they do the brakes, then they do the suspension. Before that, maybe the tires, but aero, forget about it. Because it's, well, first of all, it's a chassis modification. So in some countries, it's not even legal to modify the exterior of the car. So it's quite hard. And then alone, as a company without a name, you need to start and push and do something. So our decision was made to actually try to populate the Nürburgring like market/scene, like the public sessions. So we immediately wanted to make a street legal wing. So we made a modular design where you can add extensions to the wing, like you can make it wider by taking off the end plates, you bolt on the extensions, and at first stage you have something that fits within the silhouette of the car, and then you bolt on the extensions and you have the wide GT3 wing.
If it's within the silhouette, it's legal.
It's legal.
Then you want to go to track, you can put the extension on.
Yes, exactly.
But it still works in the silhouette.
It still works.
If you want to run it
but then you
legal.
have like almost like, I think it was like 70% increasement of downforce, because obviously the airflow is not disrupted by the roof line. You have the actual working stuff. And the problem we actually encountered, funnily enough, is that when it's in a short form and in the street legal format, people are like, why should I go for a, why is it so small? That's the question we were getting from all outside of the German market, basically. And my reach on social media, I mean, Germany is a big market, yes, but my number one is US, followed by UK. Two countries that are not regulated when it comes to the road stuff. You can do whatever you want with the car. And then everyone else. It's just in Germany, you need to have it approved, TÜV, all that kind of stuff, and etc. So we spent...
You were doing your testing there, so you had to make it that way.
Exactly. So we spent a lot of money on a product that actually many people were just like, I want bigger, I want crazier, you know? So on one hand, it was a loss, but on the other hand, it was a gain, because it's shown people that we are making, even as a startup, we are making everything by the book. We can make everything with stress testing, with approval that is made and manufactured according to the highest standard. This on itself gotten us actually our first contract with the manufacturer, with the OEM, with Hyundai, because they contacted me, they invited me to drive in the World Time Attack Championship in Australia. And then a few weeks later, they're like, hold on a second, you have this new startup of a company of yours, could you make an aero kit for us? I'm like, well, yeah, of course.
Perfect.
So that was actually very nice. But
if you hadn't done that by the book,
probably
you wouldn't have had an OEM manufacturer.
No, exactly. And this gives certain credibility. It was a lot of money.
And with so many eyes, you can't, you've got to, you know, I know it's brilliant to have exposure, but then it's also difficult in other ways.
Exactly. So fast forward to today, we are still focusing on aero development, and we have, I would say, the company has three directions. Two main one, which is the development and engineering of parts with focus on aerodynamics. Full kits for bolt-on kits, so wings.
How many variations of bolt-on kits are on the market now?
So we have G Series, M3, M4, M2 as well. We have the F Series, M2, M4. We have F Series, M2 ready, but not released yet. 992 GT3. Wing is fitting both the 0.1 and .2, basically. The splitter, the design is ready for .2, but we are still manufacturing and also sending out the .1 splitter, because I believe, well, this is always an interesting point, because you're thinking like, okay, the newest car, people probably want to wait with modifying it while it's still in warranty. But then actually, again, now we're encountering the problem. People are actually buying they want the latest, the best, and the fastest, and they do not care about the warranty also. So we're also in this market. So it's never right or wrong.
There is an extreme track scene market, isn't there?
Exactly.
Now. Exactly.
But since I'm running a .1 taxi car with GT3 that I take people out as a passenger on the Nürburgring, which is a .1, we're making that first, and then later we'll introduce that.
And all those fixed wings kits?
Fixed wings with possibility to do DRS as well. So
have we spoken in the past? There's no point really on the DRS unless you've got a car of 500 plus horsepower.
I would say that. I mean, yes and no, but on faster cars it makes the more sense.
It's going to make a difference, but you're not going to really get the benefit for the investment unless you're pushing the horsepower limit. You can shove the car through the faster.
I would say, let me put it the other way. A normal fixed wing, like a retail value, is between 3,000 to 5,000 euros. Depending on the mounts, because the CNC part is the most expensive. So if you have a Porsche, which is like a big CNC mount, it's actually like a more expensive. When you have an M3 with like without a swan neck, it's more affordable. So you have $3,000 M3 wing, which is fixed, or you have 13 or 15,000 euro DRS wing. Someone with the latest M3, M4 would have that money to spend easier because he already spent 100 grand and probably additional 50 grand.
If he's thinking of modifying a 100 grand car,
but when you have...
It's relevant to his cost.
Exactly. When you have a 300 horsepower car, which is Honda Civic, or something like that, I don't think people would spend 15 grand on a wing on a car that has less than 300 horsepower because the car itself doesn't cost that much. There are crazy people like that. And this brings me to another point. The second direction of our company is actually making really bespoke applications for one car specific. So someone reaches out to us and he already has something very special, 1,000+ horsepower or below. It doesn't matter the horsepower amount, but he's very dedicated to be the best in his field. Or having simply the fastest car for himself.
Like I say, that used to be sort of a time attack area, but now that there's a lot of people, and there's a brake company next door to us who make calipers because someone wanted an F1 caliper, no one would make it. There's people who just want to make the one of one now, don't they? Extreme machine that no one else. It's got all the numbers, all the statistics, and people who can afford to just even keep them and never sell them. That's a sort of a newish sort of thing. There's always been people who modify cars to extreme or make them shapes, but like I said, they want bespoke solutions for a car that's like that car. I think it's because it's so, supercars used to be very hard to achieve, and they still are, but there's a lot of them about, and now people want their supercar to be the supercar that no one else can, their own thing into it.
Absolutely.
So that's a big solution you're offering.
Yeah, exactly. We're making
they are massive projects, I would imagine.
Very massive projects, very bespoke projects for DRS applications or even static. Or DRS also for different kind of applications. We've done a couple of drag racing cars with 1,000+ horsepower twin turbo Huracans, where you want to have actually even more DRS efficiency, where it opens even more, so you can accelerate with the wing closed, so you still have the grip, and then you open it and then brake and close it again. So we're doing very custom applications that we do not expect that we're going to be selling a lot of those. That comes also with a design cost that people need to cover, and now we're also doing more for OEMs. So we've done stuff for Hyundai. We have something that we're in the works now for.
Is that product released for Hyundai? Are they using that now?
This was just for the time attack car.
Okay.
We offered it for sale back in the days, but again, this was also something that was kind of too expensive and extreme because it was really for time attack use. It would be like a very big wing, very big splitter. It would be really time attack related. And then finally we also have a workshop at the Nürburgring where we can change tires, change brake pads, but the focus is more on car builds with our kits on it, either directly on like the direct fitment ones or the fully bespoke builds.
Is that service inside more directed at your customers you already have with other connections? Is that sort of your customer base at the moment?
It's a bit of everything.
Or is it open to everyone? Or people?
It's open.
You're well known, but people can get in touch and get help if they need to.
They can. People come also sometimes with emergency, like I don't know, brakes are gone or whatever, or oil change, stuff like that. We do as well.
And maybe in the future that gets busy, needs to be its own thing, and
maybe. As of now, we're still as a
see how
startup.
How much of a headache it becomes or profitable it becomes, and
vice versa. Also because I have like a couple of cars of my own, and Lapo, my business partner, and other people within the company have cars that we are building to be like fun, relatable cars. Sometimes I'm thinking like, you know what, maybe I do not want this to be a public workshop. I want this to be just for us and for very bespoke clients. But we're not there yet to make that decision. But sometimes you're thinking like, I want my car to be finished tomorrow, but I have also here a paying customer. So then it's always like, juggling around, what are we doing?
And business expenses are expensive.
Exactly.
So on to your own stuff, which is a theme that we love Hondas. We've been Civic Cup supplier for years. So I believe we've got some, we're carbon bros. I believe you've been getting some parts from Galway Carbon.
Yes.
I've just fitted some on my EG that I wrote off in the spring, so I've just reshelled that. So I've got an EG6 a race, and we couldn't. It had bad arch repairs as normal, so we weren't going down the carbon route for weight. But Galway supplied us some rear quarters, and I've put them on. They're all painted and looks beautiful, and we put a roof on it. But, the body shop said the fit on those was fantastic. Bits of kit. So is the Civic going full carbon?
Full
or
carbon.
Is this, yeah.
Everything. Every single panel, including the rear quarter panels. So it's going to be a fully carbon Civic.
Yeah.
With also all the other weight reduction mods to it. Yeah. We're looking to hopefully get below 900 kilos. Yeah. But the main goal
is there a time frame on that? When you think that'll be?
Beginning of next season.
Yeah.
So as of now, I have another chassis at the body shop that is being straightened out completely. Yeah. So Galway can make the molds out of that, because he has the product and the molds for the EG6, but mine is EJ1/2, which is a Fast and the Furious version. Yeah. And I got that in particular because Fast and Furious, but also because it has a trunk for a more efficient wing that we can mount, and that needs to be an expo piece of my company.
So you're going to have the product on the rear quarter as well?
Yeah. So it will be like a fully aero monster for its class.
And what are you going to compete in with that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's going to be just car that I will be taking out on public sessions, on track days, and competition. Yes, I can, but I'm not building it for a specific class.
Specific class, no.
Because I've been in this like car racing, whatever business for 10, 15 years, and sometimes. Over the last 2-3 years, I've been competing in very like big events, like 24 hours of Nürburgring, where you're working your whole year towards it. Yeah. And then you spend the whole year preparing for that event, and then the weather isn't working.
Or you get taken out of the first corner.
Possible as well, things like that. Or you get disqualified for whatever reason. Someone indeed, like in qualifying, crashes into you. And I'm now at the point where I'm thinking like, I'm not going to dedicate all the time, effort, money, and you name it, to build something for one purpose alone, to then just have the car that I can use only for that purpose, and then I end up being disappointed. So I want to have something that I can use, go out and have fun. And I think this is where the majority of like the car scene industry is going as well. You have now also a lot of track day only toys that manufacturers are making that do not fit, that they're not road legal, and they do not fit on any race category itself. It's just like, yo, you can go and have fun. And that's, I think, what should be all about. So the car will be like, in a way, street legal. It will be also, it will be very usable, and I can take it out for certain competitions. I will be doing that if the chance arises. But it's more importantly just to go out, have fun.
So it shows off your products. You love for how Hondas rev.
Exactly.
And just having fun.
Absolutely. Right. That's the main point.
And then is there, well, I would imagine you've got any other projects that people don't know about they can,
yes.
I know you can't speak about? Or...
yeah, of course. I mean, I have projects that I'm like working on that I can speak about, I cannot speak about. I mean...
so there's more to come?
Yeah, I have like Mark IV Golf that I'm rebuilding, the TDI that I had built 5 years ago, but it got flooded, so I didn't drive anything with it, so I'm rebuilding this now, which might end up going out of hand as well. It will be still diesel, Mark IV Golf, but also lots of carbon, aero. Yeah. We're thinking about certain things. I'm thinking of getting something faster as well in a supercar level. So we'll see about that, because I like my Hondas and relatability.
Yeah, me too.
And
I've had TCR cars, all sorts of things. And then when I started Civic Cup, I had an EG6. Yeah. And I've always loved it. And then I sold it. And I thought, I just keep thinking about that car. So I found another one and sent it to the workshop and said, listen, we'll just do little bits at it. Because I'm not sure if I'm just reminiscing to when I first started racing or is it the car. And the first time I drove it, it's just like,
it is.
It's just it just smiles all over. It's just fantastic.
It's amazing. And one thing I want to mention still, I'm also racing professionally with Team Black Vulcan. So we ran, for the last 2 years, we ran GT4. Next year we'll be driving probably something faster. So I don't need like the thrills, you know?
No, you got that.
And also, like you mentioned with the Civic, I mean, I drove mine now after, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months, because the engine blew up first, then we had to get it through the TUV to get the new engine in the papers. And I drove it actually 2 or 3 days ago for the first time, because we finally got it in the papers. Drove it back home, and my daily is M5 Touring. So it's 2.5 ton car. Fast, but 2.5 tons. And then I took the Civic, which is sub 1,000 kilos, and I'm driving it, and the K20 revving up, and I'm like, oh my God, this is
completely. That's what I mean. You don't have to buy fun with the money. You can, you know what I mean.
No, absolutely.
Certain cars just feel alive.
It's indeed, and that's what you see also nowadays with the resto mod scene. Like one of the most recent ones that was announced like yesterday or day before yesterday was the Ford, not the Focus RS, but Escort.
Oh,
yeah, Escort RS, resto modded, 10,000 RPM. 300, I think just 300 horsepower, but that's what people want. You know, you go back to emotion. And this is the kind of cars that we'll also be building now. Like, for example, Jimmy Broadbent, good friend of mine and the sim racer, he bought the Ferrari 360. I talked him into it. So we'll be making something for him with the aero, with ITBs, with loud exhaust, something that's really revving. Still somewhat relatable because it's a very affordable Ferrari. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, and a lot of people of a certain age, like that was the dream car when they were teenagers. And so all cars age up, don't they?
Exactly.
So where can people find your Vulcan Alpha products, information, contacts to find out more if they want the bespoke solutions or bolt-on kits?
Just our website, the easiest. You can find what we offer there, or just contact us. So vulcan-alpha.com or info@. Yeah, and we make basically essentially everything. One of the latest projects we actually done was a cup holder. A carbon fiber cup holder for the CS and CSL series of BMW. Because when you buy a M3 or M4 CS or CSL, you don't have a cup holder. Weight reduction. So we designed a direct fit bolt-on cup holder that goes into this empty spot that otherwise has nothing for whatever reason. And
real world use case.
They're going very well because everyone who bought that car, nobody understands why the hell would you take out a functional piece out of the car.
That is one thing you probably do need, 100%. Well, thank you very much. It's been fantastic speaking to you.
Thank you.
I hope you like that, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.